Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lynn, and if you're new here, thanks for visiting. I hope you find something that you like, and you might want to click like and subscribe and hang out with me. For those of you who already know me, welcome back. Welcome back to my craziness. Now, I am in my last video you saw that we did get our power back. Oops, sorry. Hold on. That we did get our power back from Hurricane Helene. We were fortunate in that regard. There still are people here in this area that do not have power. And it's not me downsizing what we went through here. It's just me appreciating that others have it a lot worse. But I did get to focus on normalcy for a couple days this week after we got the power back. And I'm sorry, I'm a little discombobulated this morning. You ever had, I don't know, when you wake up and you just feel off? Well, that's me today. So it's not so much as discombobulation as, I don't know, just having an off day. But it is Sunday and I have to get this recorded, and I do want to show y'all what I've done. Now, I told y'all that I had ordered a 40-pin Centro to do some wider ear warmers. I got some new yarn yesterday at Michael's because our local, um, Michael's now, this sounds so weird to say because we haven't had a Michael's here. They closed down, I want to say 15 years ago, maybe. Well, they just reopened one right before Helene hit. And I called over there yesterday and they had power. So I said, okay, I'm going. Like I said, I needed some normalcy, right? And I had not been there yet since they opened. So every Michael's, every Joann's, every Walmart almost is different. And I don't really shop a whole lot of Hobby Lobby anymore. I mean, it's not because I have a problem with them or their policies or whatnot. They're not my go-to. Joann's is my go-to. And Michael's probably won't be my go-to either, especially if the prices and deals that they have are consistent with what I saw yesterday. But, I had a 30% off coupon, so I decided to try out. It's impeccable, loops and thread impeccable stripes. And I tried it out, and I like it. It's very soft. I'm not a huge fan of the hard breaks see, this is the 2 ear warmers I made. I'm not a big fan of the hard breaks in the color. I like the colors and I like how they work in the regards of the, the color trans. Told you I'm off today. It's not the color transition. I like the color availability. I don't like the transitioning. There you go. Okay, I had to get my words right. I just don't like the hard line. I would like it to be not necessarily a ombre because it is stripes. I just wish they had kind of did it a little different. I don't know. And I don't know that if I'd done it in another project, I still may try this again in a different project. But for headband, I don't know if I like the way that does that, that hard transition. Because I don't want to this is my first time using the yarn, so I don't want to be unfair to it and say, no, I really don't. No, I'm never going to use that again, because it is a very soft yarn. I've never used Loops and Thread Impeccable, which Loops and Threads, for those of you who don't know, is a Michaels brand. Just like Big Twist is Joann's, and I love this yarn is Hobby Lobby, but I will try it again. Now, I was able to make the 2 headbands out of it, but I did it on my 20-pin Centro because I tried it on the 40-pin that I just got in yesterday in the mail. And I don't know if it didn't just didn't like this yarn. I haven't tried another yarn on it yet because I wanted to get the feel of this yarn first. And then I grabbed some Bernat Softy Baby that I had for forever, and this is a soft red. Now, this is a very soft, pliable yarn, so I'm not sure if it's really ideal for ear warmers, but I like it. I love the Softy Baby, and I do a lot of baby blankets out of it, but like I said, I don't know if I want to do it as an ear warmer again, but I wanted to test it out to see, you know, what kind of ear warmer. Silky smooth, I can tell you that. Just saying. And I had, this one is Big Twist Value in Speckle Blue. This headband, ear warmer. I keep saying headband. Anyway, I like this one. I like how this one turned out. And I like the little speckles of blue in it. You know, I think it's really pretty. Again, it is a lighter headband, ear warmer. I did it again. It is a little bit lighter of an ear warmer, which is perfect for down here in the South. Um, because it doesn't get super duper cold. You still might, especially in fair season when the wind's whipping through the rides and stuff. And this one, I have a big caked up yarn, and I want to say it's something like Bernat Baby regular, or I don't know. I lost the label years ago, and it's just been sitting in my stash. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to try that. I'm not a huge fan of it okay, let me say this. I have tried this yarn in several different ways. And I've done corner to corner with it. I've done ripple, and it is definitely a sport weight yarn. But I can't find any pattern that I like with it. You know what I just thought of that I haven't tried with it? And I might. But I would need a similar contrasting color. Is the block blanket, the block stitch. But and that will require me taking it with me to Joann's or whatnot to see if I can't find, because I have looked and looked and I cannot find what brand this was, what colorway it was, but I have an entire 14 ounce maybe. Now who is texting me this early on a Sunday morning? Sorry about this. Okay. That's my daughter-in-law. Nothing urgent. I can't believe she's up this early, but hey, awesome girl. Anyway, I'll show you. Sorry, I didn't mean to get up like that, but I just wanted to show you real quick. It is a massive cake And it's been in cake form all this time because I cannot find anything that I want to do with it. Now, I did rip out that ripple and did my ear warmer. So I had to, kind of wrap the excess around the cake. But it's beautiful. It's got very, very pale tannish gray, I want to say. More toward the tan. And then the beautiful, like aqua, teal, blue, and white. I mean, so it's beautiful. I love it. I just wish I could find something that actually worked with it. I'm going to set this right here so that, because I don't want to have to get back up. So I made the 5 different ear warmers, right? And there's good and bad to all of them. Those might end up being gifts or something. I don't know. I could ask my niece. So I told y'all about a project I wanted to do, right? And then, Helene decided to, every time I say that hurricane's name, I just think of the first half of it, HE double hockey sticks. I haven't said that in years. But that's what she rained down on us, let me tell you. Anyway, I had a project that I wanted to do before she came through. Now, I'll get to that in a minute, but I wanted to. I haven't made the reverse version of this because I did get power and I wanted to focus on that other project that I'm going to show y'all. But is this not absolutely gorgeous? The purple is Made in America yarns, in the bright purple, I believe, and then the variegated down here is Lily Sugar and Cream in Moon Dance. Now, I've used Moon Dance plenty of times, but I think this combination, it just sets it off. I really, really, really love it. And I'm excited to do the reverse, to do the Made in America yarns purple as the mesh, and then the Moon Dance as the straps and border. I just can't get over this. I think there's so many of Lily Sugar and Creams that I love. Hippie, because of the blues. Moon Dance, because of the blues and the purples. And I have a Crown Jewels ombre, I think is the name of it. I like that one too. I haven't made a mesh bag in it. I've made hand towels in it. And then I haven't made a mesh bag in my faded denim. No, yeah, I have. I have. My bad. But not with a solid strap. And yes, I did take everybody's advice and I went with the 5-row strap. And I think I like that so much better. And I'm going to start doing that from here on out because I do like the end result. And it looks like a sturdier bag. And I have yet to use, my hand hit it, so I just thought about it. I have yet to use these. I was going to make a couple hats with it. I don't think I'm going to. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I haven't decided. It says on here that one will do a hat, but I just don't know. Now, here is the fun part. Well, it is for the fun part for me. All right. Now, keep in mind when I show you this, I have done market bags. Oops. I've done my Spring Fling purse, my handbag, which I'm working on currently. I'm working on my winter version, and I should have that done by next week. So I will show y'all, or by my Thursday video, because I'm conflicted on my different colors on the panels because I want them something for wintertime. But anyway, so I don't know if you just got a peep of that. Ah! So anyway, I do bags, right? I do the market bags, I do the spring fling bags, I do the beach bags. So I told y'all when I went to Aikens Macon and I found these little pouches, these little Notion pouches, it kind of sparked an idea about me doing a pouch or a bag or project bag myself. Well, I was going through Walmart. I want to say about 3 weeks ago, maybe. Time flies when you're having fun. And I thought, you know what? I had read somewhere that Walmart was clearancing out their yard, the fabric by the yard, right? So I went to look. My Walmart's not clearancing out yard by the yard fabric, unfortunately. But I was over there, and the thing that was rolling in the back of my head since Aikens Macon at the beginning of September came to the forefront. And I didn't want to invest in a lot of yardage, so I just bought fat quarters. And I did my first ever project bag. Now, I don't know if y'all follow anybody on here follows me on Instagram or whatnot, but I posted this on Instagram. And I bought the kitty cats in the fat quarter, and then they had some like, I want to say misfits or cut by mistake or oops or whatever in black, and it was like 2 yards worth. I think it was, because it was like $4. So basically it was in the end at the cutting table, the basket that they have on the end for little odds and ends. But I found that and I was like, that's perfect. So I didn't have a pattern. I didn't have any measurements. I had a vague notion of how to do it by seeing someone basically do a shorts video, and that was all they did. They didn't give any measurements. They didn't, they just kind of said, "How this is how you do," and that's what shorts videos are, right? So I went back to my long time ago sewing knowledge and used approximate of what kind of measurements I thought I would want, and I kind of messed up, but I kind of didn't. All right. So I like how I did the bottom, right? Now, on this, I would have wanted this to be bigger. So I'm not done. This is not my last project bag because I went to Walmart yesterday when I went. No, it wasn't yesterday. Because I went with my daughter-in-law and my grandson to Michael's, and it was Thursday. I think, yeah, might have been Friday. It was Friday because I had to buy some things that spoiled from our refrigerator, because I love making chicken quesadillas and steak quesadillas, and I had just bought everything for that right before Helene hit, and all that cheese and the steak and all that good stuff spoiled. And yeah, I'm not even going to go into that. But anyway, while I was there, I said I wanted to get another fat quarter. And I'll show y'all that another day. I have it put up at the moment, but I'm going to make it wider on the base and shorter, I think, on the bag. Now, the thing about this is there's so many things I learned making this bag. So my drawstring sleeves, I'm going to make bigger because I didn't have any drawstrings. So I went and bought this yesterday. This is what I got at Michael's with the impeccable yarn. But feeding this thing through, because see, I wanted to do two drawstrings, one going this way and then one going the other way so that I could just pull them like that. But this will do. I mean, and it'll give me a handle, to kind of drape if I'm walking and knitting or walking and crocheting, which I have been doing a bit lately. Unconsciously, I mean, I'm just kind of standing around or waiting and I'll start knitting or crocheting and then I'll start walking and realize, oh, I can walk and chew bubble gum. Or in this case, walk and knit or walk and crochet because I've done it with both things in my hands. But so the one thing I did learn is I definitely want to make a bigger sleeve for the drawstrings because this is only enough room to fit the one through. Now I can fit another one through if I had a way to thread the single drawstring, but I don't. And the way I was doing it is I put my crochet hook through here and I snagged, so I had to kind of fold this like this and catch it with my crochet hook. Well, that's all fine and dandy the first time. But now that I have this one in there, trying to do that opposite way cord wasn't working. But that's okay. It's lesson learned. And I lined it with a gray. Now, this I recycled from my daughter in law. She gave me some sheets and pillowcases that they don't use. She likes to just, I think, use just she doesn't use the flat part. She just used the fitted and pillowcases. But she had extra for what's that? For what's that? So I was like, you know what? Let me do that. You know, especially since I wasn't really happy with the Walmart that I went to with because they had no black except for this stuff that they had in the oops bin. So I was like, you know what? Let me use that. And it does have, it's polyester. Now, the fat quarters and the black is made with cotton, but the liner is actually a polyester top sheet, flat sheet. But I like that silkiness or that smoothness. It's not, cotton isn't rough, but I don't know, it's got a lot softer feel on it on the liner on the inside. And I thought that would be good for yarn, right? Um, Now, I didn't put a pocket in it. I thought about it, and I might later in another bag, but I love how this turned out. I mean, I was scared that the kitty cats would be too busy, but they're not. And there's some adorable kittens on here. Look, that one right there makes me think of a little tiger. I'm not even going to lie. It looks like a little tiger. And this little guy here, he looks like my Rascal. We lost Rascal about 7 years ago. That baby was 15 years old. He was the one that survived my house fire. But I just thought it was adorable. So, and I'm glad it didn't get too busy. And it might help that I have the solid black accents on it to kind of take away from all the kitty cats. Because there's a lot of kitty cats on that thing. But I feel like I have rushed through because I had like a lot of stuff to show you, but it just feels like I went through it so fast. And that might be my situation off thing. All right. So that's kind of summed up the yarn stuff. I did get some stuff from Joann's. I got some interfacing to make some more bags, of course. And I'm sitting here looking at my socks. I've made one, and I've got the cuff and half of the leg done on the other with my Arcane Fiberworks turquoise treasures that I bought in memory of my mom. And I want to show you so bad. But I'm not, because I don't like, I don't mind showing whips. I've shown whips before. But that one's kind of a special one. So I think I'm gonna save that. That and my spring fling winter bag should be done for the next episode. So if I can refrain from trying out the bigger Centro with other yarn, and oh wow, brain lapse. Give me 1 second, maybe I can get it back. If I can stay off the Centro, oh, and stop from making another bag. I really want to get into it. Um, there's a bag I have planned, but I can't talk about because it will be a present for someone, and I don't know if they're going to see this video before I get it made and given to them. And then there's I bought some more fat quarters the other day that are like I said, I'll show y'all, but they look like celestial, or I can't think of the word. Otherwise, it is very sky cos, you know, maybe I should not have done this video this morning. I don't know. But anyway, night sky and very beautiful. And what made me think about it was during our power outage from Helene, I was showing the boys, my grown boys, and my grandson, the Milky Way. Well, actually, one son came out and he's like, "Yeah, Mom, that's the Milky Way." I know. But even though we're out in the boonies, we have a yard light. Now, granted, I'm way back in the woods, but we have a yard light that I'm thinking about asking my power company to disconnect, to just cut it off, because I have a porch light. We have flashlights. Now, yes, in the summertime, it's great for the kids to be out playing and having that big light. But it was so nice. If that was one of the things, there was many things I took away from Helene and no power, and y'all know how I am about family. I had the whole crew up here. That is me, my husband, my single son, my daughter-in-law, my grandson, my niece, my nephew-in-law, and my great nephew, all here. And you know, yes, they went home at night, but they were here during the day, and it was so nice. And then in the evenings we were cooking on the grill, trying to use up what food we could. Now I still lost a butt ton of food, and it is what it is. But sitting out on the porch, because it was cooler on the porch, out in the yard, the kids were trying to play a little bit, but just looking up at the sky was so awesome, and seeing the Milky Way and seeing the Big Dipper, and all the stars. Now, there were some things I didn't see, or that I was shown, that I'd never known about, so I'm gonna look into that before I speak about it, because I don't want to sound like an ignorant person. But anyway, that when I seen that fat quarter fabric at Walmart, I was like, that is perfect. I could so make a bag with that. And then I got another one. That was like a 5-pack combo. But I'm trying to remember there was another one that I bought. Oh, it was a beach kind of, it had turtles and sand dollars and starfish. And I thought that would be cute for summer. So I could have, what, I don't know what I'm going to do with all these project bags. I really don't go a lot of places. Um, yes, I'll go down to my son's, you know, go down to their house or go to the doctor's or which we do go to on Friday, Library Day, which we ended up doing that yesterday on Saturday because I had those Yellowstone DVDs I had to take back. But yesterday was the first day that the library was open, from having no power because they'd been down a week. And I, me, my daughter, my daughter-in-law, and my grandson went so that I could take my DVDs back, and my grandson could take his books back, and he could play in the library, grab his books, grab new books, and then we could go out on the playground in the park because that that's my grandson's reward for behaving and doing his schoolwork and just being him. you know the no child's perfect, but he's just a great kid. Now, um, and just that fast, it was gone. Oh, so I normally take my knitting and crocheting with me when we do our Friday library trips. So, yes, there are some things that I could use a project bag for, and I do, but I have so many project bags now from the ones that I bought from Temu to the reusable kind that I bought at Dollar Tree and Joann's. So I probably have about 10 project bags right now. 11 since I just made mine. And I'm going to make more. I'm going to make a Georgia Bulldog one. I told y'all about that from the material I bought when my sons still lived at home in high school. No, they were in middle school. So like 2011. I'm going to make a project bag or two out of that. And I might make some like Notion pouches or actually, I might not be the only Bulldog fan. So I could put a, just not as, maybe not as tall as this. Maybe about half as tall with a drawstring. And I could sell some of those on my website. Ha! Okay. Oh, by the way, if you don't sew and you would like one, pop me a message down below or you can email me. My email is always in my website, my email, and my Amazon list because I had a subscriber ask me a long time ago a long time ago is relative, a few months ago, if I had a P.O. box, and I told her no. I was such a new channel, I didn't feel like I needed one. So she said, "Do you have an Amazon wish list?" And I said, "Yeah, but it's private, you know." So I made a public one and put that down below. So my website, my email, my Amazon wish list. I think that's all the three things. Those are always down in my description. Um, so you can, if you would like one, a special one made, just throw me a message. Yeah, I wouldn't mind because those things are so much fun to make. It took me a minute. Part of it is my eyes because it has to be really, really bright for me to see. And I've told y'all about the funky little cataracts that I have. But even with the frustration of not being able to focus sometimes, I was still enjoying the heck out of making that bag. And I'm ready. I'm so ready to make another one because it's a place for my yarn and my knitting and my crochet and okay. So that being said, that's all of that part. Now, I did want to touch base on a couple things that I've been told, and about this whole post Hurricane Helene situation. Uh, One of y'all recommended that I set up a GoFundMe because I don't have homeowners insurance, and we couldn't get homeowners insurance when we first moved out here because we lost our house on a fire, and nobody would insure us after that loss. So this place here, we've been here 20 years, and we were told that we would have to wait at least 10 years before a homeowner's insurance would touch us. We were told that by 3 different companies. So after about 10 years, I said, well, I'm so super careful with my home, and you know the fire that took out our home was an accident. It was a fluke. Nobody could have known that my chimney was compromised. Um, but I don't use my fireplace here, and I probably never will. Only because it was so traumatic to lose my home and my animals that I lost in that fire. Rascal, the kitty cat that I was telling y'all that, he made it through that fire, but my others were not as fortunate. So I take a lot of precautions. So after the 10-year probation or penalty or whatever they want to call it, that I could get homeowners insurance, we were at the point then where we're like, why? You know, and I don't know if that would have made it any better with the situation. Um, but anyway, so somebody recommended that I go and get, well, not somebody, one of y'all recommended that I go put up a GoFundMe page to see if I could get help with the roof situation. You know, how Helene took half of my shingles off. Well, she took most of the shingles off on the back side of the house. Um, and thankfully, it hasn't rained. This is the weekend that I thought I was going to be able to get it done, but it turns out I can't yet. So hopefully next weekend. So the GoFundMe thing, I don't know, and my reply was, I don't know. I'll have to talk to my husband. I don't know if he'd feel comfortable with it because pride is a big thing. Not only my husband's, mine too. I did reach out to FEMA and do an application for help from FEMA. I don't know if I will hear anything anytime soon. So what I think I might have to do is I have enough of a balance on my credit card that I might just have to buy the supplies. My 2 sons and my daughter-in-law's father can do the roof, I hope. So, it is what it is. And I did apply to FEMA for my loss of my food because there was a few $100 of food that, well, if I were to play, if I were to replace it, it was probably about $600 because we just had that discussion about food. And shoot, I just replaced 6 packs of cheese, which I do use different cheeses on my quesadillas. And then I've got 2 extra for my Tuscan chicken. But 6 packs of cheese, 1 little thing of steak, that was over $100. Over $100. Now, we're not talking about all the other food that got lost. That's just for quesadillas and Tuscan chicken. That's not even counting the chicken. So, hopefully I'll hear back from FEMA. Um, they they're probably trying to. Now, I did hear that they're going to run out of money before this disaster is cleaned up. And while there is some guilt, and I can't help it, of asking for help when people's homes were lost, well, with my husband being on disability, there's not a whole lot of money. So I don't know. There is guilt, but there's also a sense of I need this fixed. We go through one more rainstorm and the whole backside of my house is probably going to be compromised. That's a couple bedrooms, kitchen, and it's probably going to. Oh, and my laundry room's on that side too, but on the back side of my house. Anyway, so I'm gonna see if they'll help me, because I don't know what else to do. You know, I don't know, and I've seen people do GoFundmes and not get any response. So, plus the people in our area are already trying to get money for their losses too. So, I don't know. I don't know that I can do that. It is a very big dilemma for me because I know everybody needs help every now and again, but it's very hard to ask for that help, you know? So it is what it is. Now, that is far, that's all that is for Helene, um, aftermath. Now, on the lighter side of things, and I meant to talk to y'all because I don't know who might still be watching. This is a crafting thing. So, how I was talking about earlier, about it, I want to get my socks done in that spring fling winter bag, which I carry as a purse. If I could stop getting distracted by wanting to make a bag or making more headband or ear warmers or whatnot. And do you have, and I had to switch to something positive because thinking about the aftermath stuff is just, sometimes you have to have a mental break. So I have my crafting, and sometimes that is, I got the, I want to make, I want to do, I want to do it all at once syndrome. I know I'm not the only one. I think every crafter goes through this, and I will go through stages of it to where I want to make all these different things, but sometimes I will write them down. I've gotten a lot better, and this channel has helped that because I have ideas, a video idea, and then I have a project list of things I want to do. So my project list is a lot longer than my video ideas. Just saying. Because I don't run out of ideas for projects, right? So I guess it should be all in one because my project ideas are video ideas, right? Maybe? Or when I finish them at least. And I don't start something unless I can finish it, 9 times out of 10. Um, there's some fails like that harvest cardigan. That was a fail, and I ripped that one out. But I have to control myself on what I want to start versus what I start, because y'all know me and my stupid one project at a time thing for each area of my crafting. So the project bag, what I think I might do is the ones that I have ideas for, I can go ahead and do the interfacing, fuse the interfacing on them to make them, sturdy, because this is floppy fabric before I add that interfacing. And it just adds extra stability. And they have different various structurally thicknesses um, of the interface. And I do like a medium to lightweight, so it has some flexibility. I don't want anything rock hard. I might get one that's a little bit more firm, especially if I want to make a purse, because I could make me a Georgia bag, a Georgia purse. I'm just saying. But I thought about, getting a few sizes cut out and interfaced so that I will have them ready to sew. Like in one day, I could sew like 4 or 5 bags if I've already got the interfacing, the cutting and the interfacing done. So, but all of that, that's what I was trying to say. I have all of these ideas and these wants and these desires and this inspiration to get all this stuff done, because I have all my market bag variations that I want to do. I have all my ear warmer variations I want to do. I have my project bags. I have my socks, because I have like 4 pair of socks that I want to make with the yarn from Arcane Fiberworks, because I have 2 things of that yarn, and then I have 2 things from Ruby and Roses. So that's 4 pair of socks, endless ear warmers, endless market bags, endless project bags. Ah! Y'all rein me in, please. I don't want to get so bad that I I don't know. I just have so many ideas swarming around in my head, and I want to get them all done at the same time. That's my dilemma. I see the sun starting to peek out now. I had to have a extra little bit of boost of light, because I like to film before dawn almost, but I love to see the sun start peeping up over the trees. And when I was sitting out on the front porch during the whole no power outage, and I would sit out there in the first thing in the morning, and as the sun started getting lighter and the sun would come up at daybreak, I'd be knitting and crocheting and stuff out there. It wasn't a whole lot, because it doesn't take long in the south. Once that sun comes up, it gets hot. It gets hot. And the humidity was very high, so it was sticky. And okay, that's the first squirrel I've seen since Helene. That gives me hope. He's running across my yard toward my tractor. He's just having himself a ball. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Now, my husband and my son tease me about my mental squirrels, because I'll have an idea and it'll run across my head, and but actually saw the real squirrel then. Anyway, that makes me feel good. It really does. Um, we had a flock of birds that, I mean, massive flock. It was probably 50 to 100 birds going around my house a couple days after Helene. And it's good to see that nature, wildlife survived this, because we had, like I told y'all, we had that tornado come through, and then the winds themselves were sustained at about 70, 80 mile an hour around here. And to see the wildlife have come through that. That's awesome. And I'm going to cry if I keep talking about that because I did see some that didn't make it, and they might not be my domesticated animals, but I love them. I love all the critters out here because we have the one thing I haven't seen yet, and I'm still hoping. I haven't seen any of our deer population come back. I've seen some dead ones, unfortunately, but I love sitting out there watching them. We'll have deer come, around because we have 4 acres right here cleared of our land, but they'll come right here at the edge and come munch on my grass and stuff. But I haven't seen them, so I'm hoping that I'll see them soon because we have one family of the ever evolving family. We're probably on 3 generations. I want to say probably 4 generations at this point that come back because they know there's a safety out here. But I love to watch our critters. We have the deer, we have fox, we have coyote. I'm not even gonna lie. I hear them yipping and howling and carrying on. Um, there's one little red fox I'll see, and it's probably not the same one, but there's one little red fox I'll see up and down my driveway every now and again, and I'll walk my driveway, when I'm getting my exercise, and I'll look and see if I can see his little tracks. That's usually where I see the most deer tracks, is up and down my driveway. But I'm gonna go and let y'all finish your day, and I'm gonna go in here and work on my spring fling bag and get get my day started and see if I can't round up the family and have a Sunday dinner later, not this early. I'm the only one awake probably out of both families except my daughter-in-law. Well, that means my grandson's probably up, maybe. Mm. Yeah, I've been talking way too long. I'm sorry. Y'all know I talked a lot. But I had so much on my mind that I was scared that me waking up off kilter this morning would take all of my joy out of making this video, and it didn't. It was some rough stumbles along the way, and thank you for being patient and getting through those. And they if somebody wasn't patient and clicked off, they'll never see me apologize for it. So it is what it is. I hope y'all have a wonderful day and that you can find joy in whatever you do today because I'm going to. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.